Picture this. You're alone in the middle of the ocean. The water is calm, the waves gently rocking your boat. Suddenly, a shadow emerges beneath you, a massive, dark shape moving silently. Your heart races as you realize something gigantic is lurking below the surface. For centuries, sailors have shared tales of a terrifying sea monster that could drag entire ships into the abyss. This creature has become a legend, a myth whispered among seafarers. But what if the Kraken was never just a myth? Today, we're diving deep into why many believe the Kraken never died and why it could still be hiding in the unexplored depths of our oceans. Origin of the Kraken, myth and reality. The Kraken's roots lie in Norse mythology, where it was described as a monstrous sea creature that could devour ships whole. The name Kraken itself comes from the Old Norse word kraki, meaning something twisted or entangled. Vikings, known for their bravery and seafaring skills, told stories of this giant beast that could appear out of nowhere, its massive tentacles breaking the surface, ready to pull their ships into the dark, cold waters. These stories were not just legends to scare young sailors. They were part of the Viking worldview, a belief in a dangerous ocean teeming with unimaginable monsters. The Kraken was often depicted as a creature capable of causing whirlpools that could suck down even the largest of ships. Imagine the terror of seeing the ocean swirl violently beneath you, knowing that a giant creature was lurking below. Historical sightings and early documentation. As time went on, the legend of the Kraken spread beyond Scandinavia. By the 13th century, the Icelandic sagas and Scandinavian folklore included detailed accounts of encounters with this giant sea monster. The Borvarad saga, a famous Icelandic legend, described a colossal beast so massive it was mistaken for an island. In 1755, Erik Pontoppidan, a Danish-Norwegian bishop, wrote a detailed description of the Kraken in his book, The Natural History of Norway. He documented sailors' testimonies, claiming the Kraken was the largest and most surprising of all the sea monsters. According to Pontoppidan, when the Kraken surfaced, it resembled a series of small islands, and its tentacles could reach the tallest ship masts. Many sailors believed that sighting the Kraken was a sign of imminent doom, as it was often followed by fierce storms and the disappearance of entire fleets. These early reports fueled fear among seafarers. For centuries, explorers and traders avoided certain routes, believing the Kraken could appear at any moment to drag their vessels into the depths. Scientific explanations and giant squids. As our understanding of marine life expanded, scientists began to search for a rational explanation behind the Kraken myth. Many concluded that sailors were likely encountering giant squids, Architeuthis ducks, real creatures that can grow over 40 feet long. These elusive animals were rarely seen because they dwell deep in the ocean, far beyond human reach. For centuries, the giant squid was thought to be a myth, much like the Kraken itself. It wasn't until the late 19th century that carcasses of these massive squids began washing ashore, providing tangible evidence of their existence. Their enormous eyes, some as large as dinner plates, and long, muscular tentacles matched many of the descriptions of the Kraken. However, giant squids are known to be elusive, spending most of their lives in the deep ocean. Despite being caught on camera only a few times, their presence suggests that creatures of immense size do exist and might be responsible for the legendary stories of the Kraken. Modern theories. Could the Kraken still exist? Despite advances in marine biology, we have explored less than 20% of the world's oceans. This leaves vast, uncharted territories where unknown creatures could be hiding. Some scientists and cryptozoologists speculate about the existence of a super squid, a creature far larger and more dangerous than any squid we've encountered so far. This hypothetical animal could explain the continued sightings of enormous, unidentified sea creatures. There have been recent reports from fishermen and submariners describing encounters with massive underwater shadows and strange, unidentifiable sounds coming from the ocean depths. Some even claim to have witnessed tentacles wrapping around the hulls of ships, pulling them under the water. Could these be modern-day encounters with the Kraken, Or are they simply misidentifications of known marine animals? The cultural impact. The Kraken in popular media. The legend of the Kraken has deeply influenced literature, movies, and video games. From the pages of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne, where a giant squid attacks a submarine, to the Hollywood blockbuster Pirates of the Caribbean, where the Kraken drags ships into the deep, this creature has become a symbol of the terrifying unknown lurking beneath the waves. In video games like Assassin's Creed and Sea of Thieves, players encounter the Kraken as a formidable foe, reinforcing its reputation as an unstoppable sea monster. These portrayals have kept the legend of the Kraken alive in popular culture, reminding us of the mysteries and dangers of the deep sea. The creature has become a metaphor for the fear of the unknown and the power of nature, a force that humans cannot control or fully understand. Is the Kraken just a myth born from the fear of the unknown, or could it be based on real, undiscovered sea creatures? With so much of the ocean left unexplored, it's impossible to rule out the existence of massive, unidentified animals. The idea that a creature as fearsome as the Kraken could still be lurking in the depths taps into a primal fear. The fear of what lies beneath the surface, unseen and waiting. Perhaps the Kraken never died because it never truly lived in the way we imagine. It may represent our fear of the unknown, our awe of the ocean's vastness, and the mysteries that it still holds. Whether the Kraken is a legend, a misidentification of a real creature, or a combination of both, one thing is certain. The tale of the Kraken will continue to captivate and terrify us as long as the ocean remains unexplored. If you love stories of the sea and its mysteries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and leave us your opinion in the comments. Do you think the Kraken could still be there, lurking in the darkest depths of the ocean?